A human in Snoworld. The moment I crossed the portal, it happened so quickly I could barely comprehend it. The light changed, the air too, and my body felt a subtle shift. The next thing I knew, I was standing in the middle of another world, and the portal was gone. I had arrived in Snoworld. The air was different from the very first moment. It wasn't oxygen, but it was made of something semi-compatible with my body. I inhaled cautiously, letting it fill my lungs, little by little. It was denser than Earth's air with a humid texture, like soft mist. It had a peculiar taste, something between mint, minerals, and popping candy. Each breath gave me a light tickle in my throat, which made me cough a little before I fully adapted. I felt lighter. My first step was clumsy, almost like a small hop. The ground beneath my feet was soft, yet firm. I moved with more ease than I expected, feeling about a third lighter than normal. Each movement flowed more smoothly, and even though my muscles didn't quite calculate the momentum correctly at first, I found it fascinating. It was a strange joy, relearning how to walk, how to balance, how to move in a completely different place. I felt a slight headache from the pressure change, along with a sound that seemed to come from the planet itself. It was a deep, enveloping hum, accompanied by distant chimes, as if they were coming from the air, the ground, even inside my chest, as if the planet had its own vibration, a pulse. I looked up, and my breath caught in my throat. 2 moons. One was massive, nearly full, glowing like polished white marble. The other was smaller, sliding slowly across the sky. They were so close I could see the details on their surfaces. They were majestic. The sky had a soft glow with no visible sun, yet bathed in a diffuse light that seemed to come from everywhere. There were no defined shadows, only light, as if the air itself shimmered. Around me, the landscape looked like a dream. I saw colors my eyes had never seen before. Crystal trees that chimed when they moved, plants with iridescent hues, shifting color depending on the light's angle. The ground had a texture between stone and moss, and small glowing creatures slipped between the roots, barely revealing their shapes before vanishing again. And then I saw them. Beings, inhabitants of Snoworld. Tall, short, thin, or robust, but all of them shared one indescribable trait. They felt like they were part of the planet. Some had bark-like living skin. Others looked as if they were carved from polished stone or glowing crystal. Some moved with the grace of animals with large, curious eyes. They stared at me in wonder as if I were an unexpected apparition. And without saying a word, they began to approach, cautiously, slowly, but without fear. One of them muttered something in a strange language, pointing at me. They looked me up and down. I suppose my clothes, normal on Earth, seemed bizarre to them. They wore no garments. What a strange being. Its skin has multiple textures, one seemed to say, clearly referring to the fabric covering my body. And then, among them, I saw a different figure. A girl with a radiant, friendly expression. Her skin was light blue, and in her eyes there was a comforting gleam. She stepped forward without hesitation, stopping just a few paces from me. She looked directly into my eyes and smiled. I mean, I'm not a furry or anything, but in that moment my heart definitely skipped a beat. And in that instant, I understood everything. There was no need for words. The gesture was enough. It was a welcome.